Hi there, my name is Mia and I am the head photographer of Mia Isabella Photography and I am your headshot photographer. So we're gonna get into a little bit of prep for how to walk into your headshots feeling the most prepared that you can possibly feel. Wait, you're watching this video because you're a part of an arts program. I'm dressed for corporate, let's change it up. That's better. All right, let's talk about theater headshots. Now, these are going to take a slightly different approach than our corporate friends. What we want to do is for you, we want to access as many different energies and qualities and that phrase types, which to be honest with you, I don't particularly love. I like to think about them as energies. We want to access as many energies of you that we can. So let's talk about how we can do that. First things first, let's talk about what you are thinking. One of my beliefs is that everyone can be photogenic. Photogenic is a feeling, not a look. So that actually helps us with two things. That helps us access our photogenicness. It also helps us access all of these different energies. So for my actors, what I usually recommend is we approach 4 different things. First one, we want to get that clean commercial smile. Something that I might think for that is, hi, I'm Mia, it's so nice to meet you. Or like, hey, it's so wonderful to see you. Something super simple, super warm. I want you to think that thought in your eyes and allow that to affect your smile. The second look that I might access is something that feels smiley and warm, but a little bit more vulnerable, kind of down to earth, a little bit less of that big teethy grin. Logistically, it's a closed mouth smile. To access that, something that I like to think is a listening expression. So to access listening, I want you to think something that you might prompt someone to speak to you. Maybe that's, hey, talk to me. Maybe it's, hey, can I tell you something? Maybe it is, hey, I'm really proud of you. You know, some things that are gonna have that warmth to it and that sincerity, but it's not quite the same as, hi, I'm Mia, it's so nice to meet you. Next thing, let's talk about drama. So when we get into our dramatic headshots, everybody always kind of stiffens up a little, unless that's your thing, then usually you're ready to serve. But let's start with the first one. Dramatic, vulnerable, dramatic, sincere. That's kind of the direction I like to go. That would be someone that is in a position where, you know, maybe they are going through something, maybe they are that kind of like hero character that is in a rougher spot in the plot. Something I might want to use is, hey, can I tell you something? Which is the same prompt I used for the last one. However, the thing I'm thinking of telling you might have a little bit of darkness to it. You know, maybe it's a confession, maybe it is a secret that I want to share with someone, maybe it's a situation that I'm in and I need help. So, you know, some things to think would be, hey, can I tell you something? Or I need you. Something that might also work is like, I'm here for you, which is that sincere aspect, but you're talking to someone who's in maybe a heavier situation. The last one I'll get into is what I call the wild card. That can be anything from mischievous to fierce to sexy to badass, whatever that is. And this might be something like bring it on, or what are you looking at? You know, something that has a little bit of that bravado to it. So those are my what to think for headshots and how to access all of your different energies. Let's talk about what to wear. Everyone always asks me this, what do I wear for my headshots? The beautiful thing about being a part of an art school is that you can wear whatever makes you feel like you. Odds are you have everything in your closet that you need to create a perfect headshot outfit. Instead of going through all of the different types of clothing that you can wear, because honestly the list is kind of endless when it comes to theater, I'm gonna show you some things that are in my closet that I might personally wear for my headshots. Here we go. Let's talk about makeup. I want you to wear whatever makes you feel like you are collected and ready for your day. Think about what you would wear to an audition, but maybe dial it back just a little tiny bit. I want you to think film instead of stage. We are really genuinely looking at you as if you're on a film camera. So I want you to wear something that you would normally wear. If you're somebody that doesn't wear makeup, maybe you just wear a little tiny bit of concealer, a little bit of chapstick, maybe a little mascara if you want. But generally speaking, I would avoid really heavy, high glamour makeup. I find that it just is a little bit intense on camera, especially because these high resolution images, you're gonna see everything. So even if you are someone that wears a heavier dose of makeup every day, just dial it back a tiny bit, but you are still welcome to show your personal style. Undergarments, please wear the right undergarments. This means if your shirt is little, like if you've got little tiny straps, maybe that's a day for a strapless bra. If you're wearing something that is a little bit see-through, maybe have a little undershirt underneath it. If you're wearing a button down that you find you feel more comfortable with an undershirt under, you should probably wear that. Just think about your undergarments, because the phrase, "can you Photoshop that out?" is really frustrating to hear when these are photos that we're delivering without retouching. It also means that later you're gonna have to pay $35 an image to get something that you could have just prepared a little bit more for and not have to deal with. Let's talk about glasses for a second. I love glasses, trust me. Here are mine. I wear these things every single day. I think I look great in them. However, as you can probably see with this light, sometimes they create glare. When we're using flash and strobe, which is what we will be using for your headshots, I do find that glasses are actually a little bit more amenable to being photographed. However, some glasses just simply can't be photographed. If you have a ton of those blue light layers in there, you've got the anti-glare, you know, all of these different things. The point of that is so that other screens don't glare when you're looking at them. However, they create a glare on the other side. So I will do my very best to photograph them. I want you to be captured in your glasses, especially if they're a part of your personal style. However, if I can't, just please promise that it's coming from a place of professionalism and knowing that it is better for you to not wear your glasses than wear a shot with glasses that have a ton of glare where I can't see your eyes. Let's talk about a couple things that we should avoid when it comes to outfits. Neon, graphic t-shirts, super like large logos. If it's a teeny tiny one, that's okay, but we don't want to look like we're advertising for something else. Also, I would generally say you want to look like you put a little bit of effort into your outfit, you know, so definitely steam your clothes, iron your clothes, put something in the dryer for a second so that it looks really good. Just put a little tiny bit of effort in, but for the most part, most clothing is perfectly acceptable for a headshot. But what do I do with my body? Okay, this is the thing I get most of all. Let's go over some brief posing tools. So to start, nice wide stance. Then you're gonna want to lean forward just a little bit. We wanna put our eyes as the very first thing in the camera. If you look at me right now, you don't necessarily know that I'm leaning forward, but if I turn to the side, this is what I look like. Yes, you do feel a little bit silly, but from the front, you look totally normal. And trust me, I'm not gonna let you lean forward so far that you end up looking silly. I got you. I am looking at you from the other side. Next thing, keep your chin down. This really enhances the jawline. It also opens up the eyes, and it shows a much more vulnerable connection to the camera. Next thing, keep it moving. I'm gonna click this camera like 60, 70 times, and if you stay in the exact same position the whole time, every one of your shots is gonna look the same. I find that organic movement that comes from you and also comes from my direction is the perfect mesh. So if you can kind of, you know, tilt your head to the side, you can turn on an angle, I'll come in and say, okay, great. Why don't we have you fully commit to that side angle and lean forward on your front foot? All of a sudden you had an impulse and I shaped it. That's what we're gonna do together. I'm gonna give you probably 50% of the movement direction, and then you're gonna come in with the other half. You don't need to overthink this. It should come kind of naturally to you, especially as artists. And I want you to just let yourself kind of move. Think about yourself as water when we do these headshots. The very last thing is, remember what I said at the beginning of this video. Whatever you are thinking is what comes out in your eyes. If you're ever feeling really nervous about not being photogenic, or you're feeling really nervous about your outfit or how it fits on your body or anything like that, I just want you to take a big deep breath and think anything else. Tap into yourself as an actor. That is why you are here, and that is what you do. So show me that. The basics of what's gonna happen. You're gonna walk in, you're gonna check in with someone at a desk. They're gonna hand you a small piece of paper. You will write your first name, your pronouns if you'd like to share them with me, and your email. You will then come when it's your turn to stand in front of the camera. You'll hold up your slate card. I will take a little picture for my records. You'll hand that over to me. I'll give it to my editor, and then we'll get started. We'll take all of your photos. We'll end with a couple silly shots so you can get kind of your cute little Instagram photo. And then after your photos are taken, you will head out, we'll say goodbye, and you will receive your pictures within 2 to 3 weeks. Those pictures will arrive in a Google Drive link, which is completely filled with full resolution images from your session. They will be narrowed down to your best 15 to 20 shots out of the 60 or 70 that I take. So that's why it's super important to keep moving, keep changing your poses so we can get maximum variety in your 15 to 20 photos. These photos are for you to use immediately. You can post them on Instagram. Please tag us at Mia Isabella Photography. And you can start using them right away for auditions. If you want retouching, it is $35 per photo. This covers all of the bells and whistles. This covers blemish removal, under eyes, teeth whitening, stray hairs, all of the things. You can literally provide a full list of everything you want done, and it's $35 no matter what you need. If you want this, you will email my team and we will send you the retouching link, and that's all you need to do. Okay, I think that's everything that you need to know. So I will see you very soon, and I cannot wait to photograph you, and let's have some fun. Thanks.